Hi everyone. So this video is the instructional video for Project 3, Activity 1 for skill building. And in this project, you're going to create a quiz that your friends and classmates are going to be able to take. And that quiz can be about a topic of your choice. And you're also going to be taking the quizzes that your classmates create too. So this is Project 3, Activity 1. If we go into view the assignment in Teams, this is a very short activity. There are only 3 steps. And in this activity, you're going to create your quiz. You're going to give your quiz a title and description, and you're going to make your first 3 questions, which are going to be multiple choice questions. So to do that, we're going to go to Office 365. And when we open up the Office 365 homepage, the app that we are going to be using is called Forms. So we're going to click on Forms. And you're going to see here on the landing page of Forms, these are forms and quizzes that I've created in the past. You probably won't have any here if you've never used Forms before because you won't have created any quizzes before. But you will have this button, and we're going to choose New Quiz. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to give our quiz a title. So to do that, we're just going to click here where it says Untitled Quiz, and you're going to change that to be the topic that you were going to make your quiz about. Now, this would be the time when you need to decide exactly what topic you want to make your quiz about. For this project, you can make your quiz about a topic that you are learning about in any class in school. Maybe you're going to make a quiz that you could share with your friends to help review a test or a quiz that you've got coming up. Maybe you could design a quiz to help you review something that you are learning in science or in math or in geography or STEM or in ELA. So it could be a useful quiz. It could be something that you could actually use to help you or your friends study. You could also make a quiz about a topic that you're just interested in. Maybe you're interested in current events and what's going on in the news. Some of the things that we were watching on CNN 10 in geography. You could make a current events quiz, which would be a quiz with questions all about things that are going on in the world right now. Maybe you're interested in a TV show or a video game series or something like that. You could make a quiz about something that is of interest specifically to you. So the topic that you're going to make your quiz about is totally up to you. But once you choose your topic, you want to make your topic the title of your quiz. So I'm going to do an example here of a current events quiz. So I'm just going to make my title Current Events Quiz. And then we also have to give it a description. So for a description, this is just going to be a little bit of information for the person who's taking the quiz so they know what the quiz is all about. So I'm going to say this quiz, capitalized, this quiz is about current events around the world happening now. And then in parentheses, just so people know when now is, I'm going to say December 2018. Okay. Your description should describe exactly what your quiz is about. You can also add pictures. This button, anywhere you see this button in your quiz, that means you can add a picture to that section. And you can do online pictures if you want by searching here. If I search for like news, see what I get. So I get some pictures there that I could use that are kind of related to current events or the news. I'll choose this one. And it's going to add that picture to my title area, which will look different on the final version of the quiz, and you'll see that later. You can also, at this point, choose a theme. So we're going to go up here to the top and choose theme. You can make it a different color, and there are also some designs here that you could choose as well. If we pick one of the designs, for example, like this one, you can see that it changes the background. We can also just make it a solid color if you prefer, and it kind of uses that color scheme in the background. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to add our first 3 questions. So basically, click on the button here that says Add Question. Now, your first 3 questions need to be multiple choice questions. You see you have a variety of question types here. You've got choice, text, rating, or date. We want a multiple choice question, so we're going to choose choice. and you've got some boxes. The first box is the box in which you're going to type your question. So your first question needs to be the type of question that can be answered as a multiple choice question. So if I'm making this question about a current event that's happening in the news. Right now, for example, on CNN 10, we recently learned that there's a big meeting being held of the leaders of major nations around the world called the G20 Summit. And it's happening in Buenos Aires, Argentina. So I could ask the question, where is the G20 Summit being held this year? Make sure your question ends with a question mark. And then I've got some choices. So my right answer, I can just make be my first question. Buenos Aires, Argentina. Now, that's the correct answer. To mark it as the correct answer, I have to click this green check mark. Mark it as the correct answer. These other buttons, if I click this button, it will give a message to any of the quiz takers who pick this option. So if I want people to know that they got it right, I can do that. If I want people to not know that they got it right, I don't have to mark anything there until they submit their quiz at the end. That's optional. You can do that if you'd like, but you don't have to. I'm just going to delete this, actually. And so now I just have to fill in my other wrong answers. Now for your multiple choice questions, they all have to have 4 choices with 1 right answer and 3 wrong answers. For my question, I'm just going to put other cities. I'm going to take this away. Other cities. So I could have like Washington, D.C., which is, of course is in the USA. And then it only gives you 2 to start with, so I have to click add option. And then I could do London, which is in the UK. And I'll do another option. We'll just make it, oops, got to delete that. Just make it Beijing, China. Of course, those are incorrect answers, but just don't click on the check mark. For each question that you create, if you click off the question, it takes away the edit mode. For each question that you create, you want to turn this switch on because it is required. Don't turn this switch on for multiple answers because that would mean there's more than 1 right answer. We don't want that. You only want to have 1 right answer for each question. It is worth points because it's a quiz. So you would, here in this box, you assign how many points it's worth, and we can just make it worth 1 point. Each question can be worth just 1 point. Okay, so that question's finished. Now we're going to add another question. This would again be a multiple choice question. And you're going to do that until you have a total of 3 multiple choice questions. They should all follow this format with 4 answer choices, 1 right answer, and 3 wrong answers. Make sure your question always ends with a question mark. Make sure you're capitalizing the first letter of each question. We want to use proper spelling and grammar. And then once you've got 3 multiple choice questions, oh, and don't forget, you can add pictures to your questions if you want to. That's not a requirement, but it is a possibility if you'd like to do that. Once you've got 3 multiple choice questions written, you can preview your quiz and see what it's going to look like. This is what my quiz is going to look like to people who take it. You can also look at what it's going to look like if people take it on a computer versus what it's going to look like if they take it on a mobile device, like a phone or a tablet. So it gives you that little preview, which is kind of neat. So you get to see what this thing you made will look like on different screens. And you just hit back when you're ready to continue editing it. Once you have gotten your 3 multiple choice questions written, you are done for right now. Your quiz is going to have more questions on it in future activities. We're going to add different question types, but for now, you can stop here. And when you're finished with your quiz, we'll click the share button up here, and you are going to share this link to Teams. But we're not going to do that yet because we're not ready to share your quiz yet. It does save automatically. So when you've got your 3 questions written, you can stop here and close out of your tab and wait for further instructions from me.